Are you guys seeing this absolute insanity right now? Because I am literally shaking. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Paul from Steffy Fans, and I need you all to buckle up because we are diving straight into the most unhinged, apocalyptic drama this show has ever dropped on us. Listen, I'm fully prepared to be cancelled for this, but I literally have to say it. Brooke Logan has officially crossed the line from annoying to absolute supervillain, and I am here for the absolute wreckage she's causing while simultaneously wanting to throw my television out the window. Someone check my pulse because I am actually spiraling. The screen is glowing. My coffee is literally freezing cold. And I have been pacing around my room for the last 2 hours, trying to process the absolute audacity of what just went down. I cannot sleep. I will not sleep. I am purging every single ounce of love and loathing I have for this show right here, right now, before I even think about hitting the pillow. Well, whatever happens, happens, right, everyone? That is what I told myself before I watched Brooke Logan storm into Ridge, Forrester's office, like she was starring in her own personal mafia movie. Look, I thought we had seen the absolute peak of Logan entitlement. I deadass thought that after all the whining, all the crying, and all the victim playing, they could not possibly reach a new level of delusion. But I was wrong. I was so wrong. Brooke didn't just cross the line. She obliterated the line, set it on fire, and danced on the ashes. Seriously. Let's just rewind for a second because my brain is visibly struggling to load the truth in real time. Hope Logan Spencer, the absolute poster child for playing the perpetual victim, goes crying to her mommy because Steffy Forrester Finnegan, the rightful queen of Forrester Creations, is finally holding her accountable. Hope is whining about her precious hope for the future line and how Steffy is bullying her. Bullying, no cap, expecting someone to do their actual job and meet corporate deadlines is not bullying, period. But Hope turns on the waterworks, pouring her heart out about how Steffy is oppressing her, and Brooke just eats it up like it is absolute gospel. Anyway, I'm getting a bit off track. Wait, no, I'm not. This is exactly the point. Brooke is moved to literal tears because her grown adult daughter cannot handle the corporate heat. So what does Brooke do? Does she tell Hope to put on her big girl pants? Does she tell her to work harder? No. She decides she cannot stand by anymore. She gets activated. And when I say activated, I mean she goes full nuclear. Basically, Brooke decides that the only way to solve Hope's professional incompetence is to stage a literal corporate coup d'etat. Look, the way this scene played out will be burned into my retinas for the rest of my natural life. Brooke storms into Ridge's office at Forrester Creations. She doesn't knock. She doesn't ask if he has a minute. She just bursts in with the furious, self-righteous energy of a woman who genuinely believes she owns the building. And what does she have in her hand? A piece of paper, but not just any piece of paper. A fully signed divorce decree. Are you kidding me right now? She slams it onto Ridge's desk with this earth-shattering thud. That low-key made me jump out of my chair and scream at my monitor. Seriously, the audacity is just... I can't. I literally cannot. I am completely enraged. Wait, no. I am actually just dead inside because I should have seen this coming from a mile away. Brooke looks Ridge dead in the eye and delivers the most toxic, manipulative, unhinged ultimatum in the history of daytime television. She tells him straight to his face that he has to fire Steffy from her co-CEO position. Yes, you heard me right. Fire his own daughter. The daughter who has poured her blood, sweat, and tears into that company. The daughter who actually bears a Forrester name. Basically, it gets worse. It always gets worse with the Logans. Brooke doesn't just want Steffy out. Oh no. She demands that Ridge appoint her as the new co-CEO. Why? To protect Hope's rights. I am screaming. I am literally screaming at the top of my lungs. What rights? The right to produce a failing fashion line. The right to throw tantrums when she doesn't get her way. Brooke is deadass trying to hijack a global fashion empire. Just so her daughter doesn't have to follow the rules. It is nepotism on steroids, no cap. Look, let's talk about Ridge for a second. Poor pathetic Ridge. Actually, no. I don't feel sorry for him at all. He brought this entirely on himself by constantly enabling Brooke's worst impulses for decades. But in this specific moment, the man is completely paralyzed. You can see the exact second his soul leaves his body. He is staring at this signed divorce paper like it is a radioactive artifact. He is trapped between his deep, inexplicable love for this woman and his fundamental loyalty to his own flesh and blood. The emotional paralysis on his face is Oscar-worthy but also intensely frustrating. Just sign the paper, Ridge sin, it, and be free. Anyway, Brooke goes on this massive self-pitying rant about how the Logans have always been treated as second-class citizens by the Forresters. Second-class citizens. Are we watching the same show? Wait, is it just me? Or have the Logans literally infiltrated every single aspect of the Forrester family for decades? They live in their mansions, they marry their men, they work at their company, and they still play the victim. It is a masterclass in psychological gaslighting. Brooke standing there in a building with the Forrester name slapped on the front of it, complaining about being marginalized, is the most tone-deaf, historically inaccurate thing I've ever witnessed in my entire life. Seriously, my blood pressure is dangerously high right now. Let's break down the psychology of this absolute power move. Brooke knows exactly what she is doing. She knows Ridge's weak spots better than anyone. She is weaponizing their marriage to fight a corporate battle that she has absolutely no business being involved in. She is holding their entire history, their entire blended family, completely hostage over Hope's bruised ego. It is emotional terrorism, period. And she does it with this look of absolute unwavering conviction, like she is some kind of holy martyr fighting for universal justice. Look, we all know the background here. We all know what is brewing behind the scenes. Liam Spencer. And do not even get me started on that. Waffle has been pushing Hope to leave Forrester and join Katie's new fashion house over at Logan. Katie is out here aggressively trying to poach Hope, completely ignoring Donna's frantic, tearful warnings that this is going to destroy their family. Donna literally told Katie this would set off alarm bells and obliterate the Logans. But does anyone listen to Donna? Of course not. So Hope is already 1 foot out the door, ready to jump ship to Logan and start a brand new line that Liam literally named Hope just to spite Steffy. Basically, if Hope is already planning to leave, why is Brooke doing this? Why drop a literal nuclear bomb on your marriage if your daughter's about to go work for her aunt anyway? Because it is not just about Hope. It has never just been about Hope. This is about Brooke's eternal insecurity and her desperate clawing need to assert dominance over Steffy. Brooke cannot stand the fact that Steffy is a powerful, independent Forrester woman who does not bow down to the Logan altar. This is a proxy war, a battle of egos. And Hope is just a convenient excuse Brooke needs to finally make her move for the throne. Anyway, I need to calm down. Sorry, I'm getting a bit off track with my deep dive conspiracy theories. Okay. Anyway, let's get back to the point. The point is the absolute UN-hinged intensity of Brooke's actions. She didn't come in to negotiate. She didn't come in to mediate between Hope and Steffy like a rational adult. She came in to execute a hit. The fact that she already had the divorce papers drawn up, printed, and signed means this was entirely premeditated. She sat down, called her lawyers, signed her name on the dotted line, and walked into that office with lethal, cold-blooded intent. Seriously, let's talk about Steffy for a minute, because my queen does not deserve this level of disrespect. Steffy has been holding Forrester Creations together with her bare hands. She has the business acumen, she has the visionary talent, and she has the Forrester blood running through her veins. When Carter warned Steffy and Ridge that a massive battle was brewing between the families, he wasn't kidding. But even Carter, with all his legal foresight, could not have predicted that Brooke would literally demand Steffy's head on a silver platter in exchange for keeping her wedding ring on. Look, if Ridge actually caves to this, I am done. I am dead ass turning off my TV forever. Well, no, I'll still watch to complain every single day, but you know what I mean. If Ridge looks at his brilliant, capable daughter and says, "Sorry, Steffy, I have to fire you and strip you of your legacy. So my wife doesn't divorce me, it will be the ultimate, unforgivable betrayal. It will destroy the father-daughter relationship permanently." Steffy already considers Hope a traitor for even entertaining the idea of leaving for Logan. Imagine the absolute hellfire she will unleash when she finds out Brooke tried to steal her CEO chair. Basically, the sheer chaos of this moment is just, it is a masterpiece of disaster. I am vibrating with pure unadulterated hype, and how dare they indignation right now. The screen is glowing, my room is dark, and I am just replaying the scene over and over in my head, Brooke's icy militant glare. Ridge's trembling hands as he looks down at the desk. The divorce paper, sitting there like a ticking time bomb waiting to decimate everything they have built. This isn't just a marital dispute. This is a formal declaration of war. Brooke has essentially drawn a massive line in the sand. It is the Logans versus the Forresters. Winner takes all, and she is using her marriage as the ultimate bargaining chip. Seriously, what happens next? What is the actual fallout of this magnificent catastrophe? If Ridge signs the paper, Brooke loses her precious destiny, and the Logan family completely fractures under the weight of their own ambition. Katie is already pulling strings to build her empire. Donna is panicking in the corners. And now Brooke has gone completely rogue. But if Ridge does not sign it, if he actually fires Steffy, No. I can't even say it. My brain is physically rejecting the concept. Steffi would burn the entire building down to the foundation, and honestly, I would hand her the matches. She would rally the board. She would weaponize every single contact she has. And she would unleash a level of corporate vengeance that Brooke is fundamentally unprepared for. Look, wait, is it just me or did anyone else notice the specific calculated wording Brooke used? Protect Hope's rights. It is so deeply entrenched in this perpetual victim mentality that it makes me sick. Hope is a grown woman. She has children. She has been married multiple times, and yet Brooke still treats her like a fragile, helpless infant who needs her mommy to fight her big bad bullies. It is profoundly embarrassing. If I were Hope, I would be absolutely mortified that my mother was threatening to divorce my stepfather just to get me a promotion. But knowing Hope's track record, she will probably just bat her eyelashes, play the innocent angel, and thank her mother for being so supportive. Anyway, we are standing on the precipice of a total irreversible paradigm shift. The power struggle that is about to erupt from this single explosive moment is going to shatter the foundational pillars of Forrester Creations. Steffi is already reaching her absolute limit, with Hope's grumbling. She already thinks Hope does not have the guts to actually quit. When Steffi finds out about this divorce ultimatum, the gloves are not just coming off. They are being incinerated. We are talking a full-blown, scorch-the-earth corporate war. Steffi will not just defend her position, she will go on the offensive. And I am low-key praying for the absolute destruction she is going to rain down on the Logans. Seriously, I need you guys to sound off in the comments because I cannot carry this emotional burden alone. Are you Team Steffi or are you completely delusional? Because there is absolutely no middle ground here. Brooke has forced every single person in that universe to choose a side. The divorce paper is on the desk. The clock is ticking loudly in the background. Ridge Forrester has the most important defining decision of his miserable life to make. He either stands up for his daughter, his legacy, and his family's company. Or he bows down to the Logan matriarch once again and proves that he has absolutely no spine whatsoever. Look, I'm exhausted, but I am way too wired to even close my eyes. This episode broke me. It shattered the fourth wall, reached directly into my living room, and slapped me across the face with pure, unbuffered adrenaline. The boldness, the sheer unmitigated gall of Brooke Logan. It is a masterclass in villainy disguised as maternal love. I'll be tracking every single spoiler, every single timeline update, and every single crumb of data, because this war is just getting started. Stay strong, Steffi fans. We're in for a wild, chaotic ride, period.